How about the New York Jets? They are now 4-2 on the season after coming off a big-time win on the road over the Green Bay Packers with a final score of 27-10. Welcome back to Jets Media. It's your boy Richie, and we got a lot to talk about in today's post-game recap video. Shout out to everybody that was watching my live play-by-play reaction. We had just under 10,000 people tuning into that one, so that was great. I was live for 4 hours, and of course, I got to give you guys my video somewhat after the game. Right now, I'm currently watching the Bills and the Chiefs game. If the Chiefs come away with a win, the New York Jets will be the first-place team in the AFC East. Crazy stuff is happening, but this Jets game, let's get right into it. Because going into this one, I always said this could be the game that we put a statement across the NFL that the New York Jets are here. The New York Jets are a different animal. We got a head coach in Robert Saleh who was sending a message to his team by cashing in the receipts. Robert Saleh is 4-1 since those comments of saying, I'm cashing all the receipts of everybody mocking the New York Jets. They're playing with Robert Saleh's spirit, his positive energy, his message. You can feel it. The Jets defense. Shout out to the Jets defense. The New York Jets defense is reaching its full potential right before our very eyes under Robert Saleh. Because they're young, they're tenacious, they play with energy, they play with force. The defensive line was all over the place. Quinnen Williams dominated, and his brother Quincy Williams with his first game back after injury dominated. I don't get why some Jets fans are so against Quincy Williams. I see some people talking about him in a bad light. I'm like, guys, he was the best player on the defense when he got injured that game against the Bengals, I believe. So Quincy Williams had a big-time physical, dominant game in his return. He had 14 total tackles, Quincy Williams, by the way. C.J. Mosley had 11 total tackles. Quinnen Williams had 2 sacks. Unbelievable stuff. John Franklin Myers with a sack. Sheldon Rankins with a sack. I mean, this was a phenomenal game. Quinnen also had a forced fumble. Sauce Gardner all over the place. Pass deflections, getting in people's face. Putting on the cheesehead after the game. Our linebackers going sideline to sideline. The safeties, Jordan Whitehead, LaMarcus Joyner, looking very good. This defense absolutely shut down the Green Bay Packers. The only drive that they gave up a touchdown was because of idiotic penalties. That was not even our fault, in my opinion. The penalties was just so bad, or the refs were just throwing flags on us that was just so annoying. But how about the Jets to overcome it? And now, let's talk about this Jets offense. Starting off the game, it was trash. Going into halftime, it was 3-3 Jets-Packers. The Jets cannot do anything other than run the football, and it did not seem like this Jets team had any rhythm. Zach Wilson was trying to find people down the field. There was nobody open. Zach Wilson tried to step back into the pocket, and there was no time for him to really get his feet settled, so it was rolling right, rolling left, trying to make something happen with his legs, which ends up being incompletions. But Zach Wilson, he finished 10 of 18, 110 yards, averaging 6.1 yards per attempt, and a rating of 73.8. Now, my favorite part about Zach Wilson right now is he's doing what he needs to do. When he has to make a big play, he makes the big play. In the third quarter, we needed explosive play. What does he do? He goes out there, rolls to his right, throws a bomb to Corey Davis for a 40-yard gain, and the next play is a touchdown to Braxton Berrios on an end around. It's really refreshing that we have a franchise that is elevating a quarterback. Do you guys remember what Robert Saleh said to Zach Wilson the night of the draft? He said this organization is going to lift you, not the other way around. And the last 2 games have been proof that this organization is lifting our young quarterback in Zach Wilson. Because we don't need to rely on Zach to put up 250, 300 yards, 3 touchdowns a game to win. We're showing that we can be a team that can be running the football and playing good defense to win the game. And that was my biggest takeaways of the game. Even heading into the game, I said, the way we win is running the football and playing good defense. It's exactly what we did. Breece Hall is playing out of his goddamn mind. 20 rush attempts, 116 yards, and a touchdown, which was a 34-yard run, averaging 5.8 yards per carry. Also, that play was apparently not even a rushing play. It was supposed to be a reverse pass. But shout out Breece Hall having the whereabouts to cut it upfield and make that 34-yard touchdown run. That really sealed the deal. And Breece Hall looks sensational. He looks like one of the best running backs in the league right now. So what Breece Hall is doing, the ball's in his hands. The Jets are relying on him. They're feeding him the rock. And we still have Michael Carter, who still got his own 25-yard run. He had 41 yards on the ground. And Braxton Berrios had a 20-yard rushing touchdown. And then talk about the receivers. Really interesting stuff because back-to-back weeks, the Jets put up a lot of points, but we don't even need to rely on our receivers. Garrett Wilson had 1 catch for 8 yards. Elijah Moore had no catches. CJ Uzomah, 2 catches for 17. Corey Davis, 2 catches, 52 yards, which is with that explosive. So really interesting that the Jets offense is humming at this level without the wide receivers making an impact. The running backs is pretty much the entire offense right now with the tight ends. And I'm not complaining because we're winning football games. And then you got to show love to the third phase of the football that we dominated today. Special teams. Quinnen Williams with a blocked field goal. Will Parks with a return touchdown. Michael Clemens blocked the punt. Will Parks picks it up, touchdown. We dominated all 3 phases of the ball today. Wasn't perfect on offense. It took us until the second half to get going. But the defense, the special teams, all 4 quarters came out. The offense, when they needed to the most, they played well. Now, there were some issues with the offense. The Jets got to start running the ball on 3rd and 1 instead of getting pretty with those play-action plays. And the end of the first half was kind of not encouraging. 3rd and 1, they don't get it. They don't go for it. They kick a 53-yarder. They miss it. And then the Packers get a field goal. So that wasn't good. But it's all good because it seems like this Jets team really is a second-half squad, especially in the 4th quarter. And how about I make a statement? The first play of the 4th quarter is a Breece Hall touchdown. So all of a sudden, we're sitting here at 4-2, and the Jets are in serious playoff contention. Nobody expected us to be where we're at this point in the season. And the best part about this win is it's not like a fluke. The Jets averaged 30 points per game since Zach Wilson has returned. Zach Wilson is 3-0 as the Jets quarterback. After his come-from-behind victory against the Steelers, we've beat the Steelers, the Dolphins, and the Packers. We're on a 3-game win streak. Now, I don't want to get ahead of myself, guys, but this Jets team reminds me a lot of that 2009-2010 squad. Why were we so good in those 2 years? Top 5 defense, and we ran the ball. How have we won the last 2 weeks? Running the football, 5 touchdowns on the ground against the Dolphins, playing great defense. This one, 100-plus yards from Breece Hall on the ground and played great defense. That's how this Jets team was good at that era. And this team has so much upside with the youth. And that's another thing that I keep coming back to, guys. This isn't the 2015 Jets where we're good with veterans at the end of their career. This is a Jets team that's built through the draft. A Jets team that has young talent all over the roster. Draft picks like Breece Hall making an impact. Sauce Gardner as a rookie making an impact immediately. Zach Wilson, year 2. Elijah Vera Tucker. The offensive line. Dwayne Brown deserves a lot of credit. On that Braxton Berrios touchdown, he was down the field. On that Michael Carter 25-yard run, he was down the field blocking. Dwayne Brown. The culture is shifting. It's seriously happening before our very eyes, Jets fans. It's happening. Robert Saleh and Joe Douglas are turning this franchise around. We said all offseason that Joe Douglas did his job. Joe Douglas did his job. Now it's up to the coaching staff to really put the talent and the pieces together to put out a winning product. And guess what, guys? The coaching staff, they are doing their job. How about Jeff Ulbrich? Everybody wanted him gone to start the season. I saw Fire Ulbrich t-shirts out there. I'm like, guys, what are we doing here? Can we give this coaching staff a chance? And look what happens when they have a healthy team and you give them time to work out the kinks. Shout out Jeff Ulbrich. Shout out Robert Saleh. Shout out Brant Boyer. And shout out Mike LaFleur. LaFleur wasn't perfect. There was a couple play calls that I didn't like. But at the end of the day, the offense came through when we needed them the most. And this is a Jets team that is able to beat any opponent right now. There's nobody on the schedule where I'm like, okay, we're going to get blown out. We're going to lose, right? I'm serious. the way that this Jets team has been playing the last 3 weeks, I like our chances against anyone. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below, because I would love to hear what you guys have to say about this Jets victory. The Jets are 4-2. They are in a playoff seed right now. We got a big game next week against the Denver Broncos. Zach Wilson, he made the plays when he needed to the most. He hasn't jumped out and exploded as the franchise quarterback statistically yet, but he is playing turnover-free football and managing a beautiful game in that second half, getting explosive plays when we need him to, and relying on the talented running backs that we have on this roster. And the defense, man, oh my gosh, this defense looks legit. The defensive front, the secondary, everything about it. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments, your thoughts of the game. Love to hear what you guys have to say. Like the video if you guys enjoy. And that does it for my thoughts. And we're going to have a fun week here on Jets Media. I'll catch you guys next time. Let's go, Jets. Let's go. Peace out.